Hi,
Hi, nice to see you.
nice to see you as well. Let me get this straight.
Thank you so much for agreeing to meet with me.
Oh, no problem. Lovely.
Let's see. I have a few questions to
Okay.
ask about your experience. How has the McDougall program changed your life?
Oh, radically. I mean, completely. I mean, I can't even explain. I was not expecting it. It was I mean, I can tell you a little bit of how it went down. Pandemic, I was at home watching YouTube to no end. Um, I was watching Rich Roll, and Chef AJ was in it, and I was listening to her, and I felt horrible. I felt so down, and then she was mentioning the True North, and she was mentioning McDougall. I've never heard of any of it before. And then so then I'm like, okay, maybe True North, let me check. So then I check, it's like, oh no, hell no, I'm not doing any fasting. I can't, that's not gonna work. And it's like, well, let me see this McDougall thing. Okay, so I check McDougall, and I'm like, okay, this is not gonna work. There's no way that starch is working. But you know what, at this point I don't care, because I'm so depressed. And I've tried everything in my life. I've tried all Weight Watchers, I've tried everything. And I'm like, okay, let's try it. Let's go for it, whatever. So then I looked into it, and I'm like, okay, I can't do it now. I have to do it, because this was kind of like in February or March, around there last year. And then I could only take certain time at work. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna take off for that week, vacation, and I take it, like, so I have time to watch and to do the whole thing. So I took my vacation in July, and I decided, okay. And to the last day, I'm like, this is not gonna work. But and I didn't tell anybody. I just, let's do it. So first day, I'm like, okay. I mean, the good thing is, like, I've been vegetarian most of my life, and vegan since, I would say, since 2012. So but it was junk vegan. I mean, Beyond Burger, Oreo cookies, like all this junk, ice cream, or vegan ice cream, whatever. So all this stuff. So chips. I mean, chips was my meal, like chips and salsa. Um, and then, so okay, so let's tweak it. I'm not a cook at all, so I really enjoyed the Jeff Novak situation. Is like, okay, this, I can do that. And so just little by little, just the slow process of like, oh, okay, yeah, that could work, and then that could work. And it's like, so I just implemented from day one. The day before, the I was like, okay, what is, like, almost like my last meal on earth kind of thing.
I hear that a lot.
It's like, okay, what is your last meal before you die kind of thing. So it's like, okay, I don't remember what I had, but it was pizza. And it's like, to the point that it's like, you're sick of it. But it's like, I'm eating it. So then the next day, I mean, I just started it like full on. And I have not, I mean, since day one, I have not done anything but the program. So there hasn't been a day that I haven't stopped. And it's been pretty good.
So, how has your health changed? What's changed?
Oh, I mean, mentally, completely. I mean, like, from being depressed, I mean, very depressed. And I can't explain, but kind of fogginess, like and there's a clear mind type of, and I don't know if that's how I feel about my body, or just, I don't know, something is up. in my brain that I'm more clear-headed and I can think things better. I can walk further. I mean, just so many things. It's hard to describe, but and I have to hold myself back about telling other people because I feel myself like being boring. It's like, okay, just shut up, just continue. If they ask, then mention, but you just want to tell everybody. It's like, no, when they tell you, oh, my mom they found diabetes, that she has diabetes, like, and you're like, oh my God, I have the solution. I have the solution. Like, but it's like you have to kind of really back a little bit. So, but I mean, it's been a life-changing situation, which is kind of weird, but yeah.
Well, that's great because you didn't think it was going to work or anything
Oh no,
was going to change.
I knew it was not gonna work. It was like there's no way that potatoes and rice is gonna work. I mean, and of course I am that type of, I love starches. So it was like really easy for me because that's what I like. Although what I used to have was chips and salsa, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like the fattening stuff. But if you switch it, and I have to say at the beginning, it was hard for the oil, just to get the oil in check. Is like, oh, that's right, that has oil and that has oil, and you're reading more labels. Like, oh damn, that has oil too, so. But now I'm like, now it's normal. But then also I have another plus. I work in a grocery store. I live in Berkeley, very close to you. I don't know if you've ever heard of Berkeley Bowl.
Oh yeah.
So that's where I work.
Oh
So
wow.
so it's really easy for me to, every night I just go in the back and what do I get? So it's really easy to keep the fresh produce in the house. And yeah.
That's great. So you said you're not a cook. So what are your favorite go-to meals now?
I mean, for more. I mean, and also I don't mind boring and routine. I mean, like that's normal for me. Like I can, like before this, I probably like 25 years, I had shredded wheat for breakfast, shredded wheat. But then now I switched it to oatmeal. So oatmeal and fruit. And now I'm doing the side of a handful of greens because I learned that from the Essos team. So I'm like, okay, so let me do the thing because I don't eat a lot of greens. All right, I have to make it a point to do it. For lunch, so oatmeal for breakfast, like always, and lunch is usually potatoes. My husband steams potatoes, so I come home and have potatoes with probably like mushrooms or broccoli or something like that, but it's like really simple steamed potatoes. And for dinner, it depends. Sometimes it's soup. Sometimes I make soup with, veggie broth and whatever I find in the kitchen. But it's like, I can't follow a recipe because sometimes I don't have the thing. Like it's kind of boring. So it's like, okay, I just open the refrigerator. It's like, okay, what do I have? Oh, that's super good, and this would be good. And I kind of like by color. I kind of like, okay, this needs kind of a red in there because I don't know. I kind of like color, pretty things. So, but my go-to meal is a can of garbanzos, a tub of salsa fresca, a container of artichoke hearts, put it all together, and that's a meal. That's a meal for me. I mean, it is such a quick meal.
That sounds great. I do that with black beans, and that would be
it's
awesome.
so good. It's so good. And then sometimes if I feel wild, I put avocado in it. Just because I'm wild, right?
I love that.
And then I try to make it like a little bit interesting in the morning, because I do the oatmeal every morning. I have access to all the grains. So I buy amaranth, and I buy spelt, and I buy millet. So or wheat berries. So every day I add a sprinkle of something, instead of only oats. I just put, okay, today's amaranth. So then amaranth or 9 grain, or, things like that. So even within the simpleness, it just like, I'm so wild. I have amaranth, right? Yes, I live life on the edge. So
Well,
anyway.
you look very happy.
I am.
I love that. So what would you say to someone that's on the fence about coming to the McDougall program?
Oh boy. Oh my goodness, it's worth it. It's just worth it. But then it's a big commitment. I mean, for me, I think it was easy because of the years of junk veganism. And because like right now, like at work, people ask me, oh my God, and it's almost like I did it overnight, but it's like, wait, I've been doing this since last year. But it's like, they just notice, it's like, what, wait a minute, what did you do? And so then you start telling them, but you don't want to lose them. So you're like, well, you have to be careful with the oil. So you just take away all the oil. But also, and this is the big one, no animal products. And then you see this like, oh, okay, like, oh, I can't do
that.
Yes. So then it's really hard. And sometimes, the other thing is, so we made a group, and we meet every morning from the July group. So we meet every single morning. And so we were talking about, so how do you, like, almost like an elevator talk, how do you get in an elevator, somebody asks you, and how do you tell them real quick how this program works, and then you're leaving soon. So so how do you do that and keep them thinking about it? But it's so hard. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that. And I mean, what I'm doing now is like, just radically take stock of your oils and your animal products in your diet. But I don't know, once you tell them to take them away, they just like, they
Maybe they should just be eating more starches, more fruits and vegetables, so that there's no room for the animal products and oil.
That's true. Maybe I should say that. Yes. But I mean, I have talked about it at work, but I don't know how to sell it, because I can see the instant, oh, glassy eyes, kind of like, okay, never mind, I can't do that. But my goodness, if they only knew. Yeah,
it changed your life.
Oh yeah, it did change my life. I mean, it's so different. It's so different now. So
well, I really appreciate your time. It's been really great catching up, and I'm so happy to hear that you are doing so well.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for your part in this whole process.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Please keep in touch, okay?
Okay, will do. You take care.
Have a great day.
Okay, thank
Bye.
you.